Welcome back to the Dealmakers, where we uncover stories, strategies, and standout deals behind the most interesting entrepreneurs and real estate pros out there. Today, we're spotlighting a powerhouse couple in the short-term rental world, Sean and Jennifer Degnan, owners of iTrip Annapolis. With backgrounds in advertising, sales, finance, and tech, they joined forces to build one of the most respected vacation rental agencies across Annapolis, Kent Island, and the Eastern Shore. From managing historic homes downtown to stunning estates on the Chesapeake, they're redefining hospitality at scale. So, guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shane.
Let's start with how the two of you met. Where was it?
We were talking about the PG version. No, we met our sophomore year at Georgetown. So I'm from Florida. Sean's from Chicago. And there's not fraternities or sororities at Georgetown, so you just kind of meet people,
Lots of bars.
in bars. No other way to put it. Our freshman year, Sean was on the football team.
Hell yeah.
I was a cheerleader freshman and sophomore year for football and basketball. So Sean claims he spotted me on the sidelines.
I was not in the game that much, so I had a lot of time to turn around and look at the cheerleaders.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. Yep.
Yeah. So by the time we met, we just it's a small school socially.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of friends in common, but we didn't have any classes together. I was in the business school. Sean was in the college majoring in government and what a lot of schools call political science.
Oh, yeah.
So
Which Jen calls the College of Arts and Crafts.
that's what you really learn. Yeah. Business,
It's up for debate.
Yeah. Business, you know what finance means. You know what accounting means. So the first night we met, we both figured out that we're adopted.
No kidding.
Yeah. So that was pretty quick. Wow, that's cool.
Holy
Sophomores in college, there's not really a lot of depth to those conversations. So
No,
that
there's
one
not.
definitely stood out.
Hey,
Yeah.
babe.
Yeah.
There were a lot of jokes from our friends, though, like, you guys could be related.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
We are not of relation, sir.
well.
What's that movie? We are not of relation, sir. Are you two twins?
Oh, my God. Is it twins?
Forrest Gump.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He says that to Bubba.
Bubba
The
and Forrest,
Bubba.
they look at each other. Are you guys twins? They look at each other and go, no.
And that is something we connected on right away as movies. So our first night back at our apartment, we had back in the day of VHS.
Uh-huh. I remember them.
And I had some options, one of which was 101 Dalmatians. And he picked that. And I was like, come on. But we both love dogs.
Yep.
So we figured that out right away.
We were talking about this with Shane before you came in, that we relate to movies
Yes.
and quote them constantly.
Constantly.
I was saying the two movies. What do you think the two movies are that are most quoted
In our household.
house?
My cousin Vinny.
Uh-huh.
Other one, maybe Forrest Gump.
Possibly. There's one other one I'm thinking of.
Give me a hint.
Who's going to do it?
You, Lieutenant Weinberg? You good man. Yeah.
It's the same thing in our house. We basically talk in movie quotes
Oh, that's awesome.
throughout the day. Yeah.
And your kids, when they grow up and they see those movies, they'll all of a sudden look at you and be like, is that where that came
That's where that came from.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then your kids start to say those things. It's hilarious.
It's a great thing. I hope to pass it down.
Yeah.
We'll see how interested they are in
Oh,
our movie
they will
taste.
be. They'll
Our
have no
our
choice.
son uses the quote, "Do you have any more questions for me, counselor?"
So how old are your kids?
So we have a almost 20-year-old who's a sophomore at Tennessee.
Okay.
We just went out and saw her this past weekend for Parents Weekend.
Yeah.
So that was great. We have a 17-year-old who's a junior in high school at Spalding, and then we've got a 14-year-old who's a freshman.
Holy
A
hell.
girl, boy, girl.
Girl, boy, girl.
Okay. Is the boy looking at colleges?
Sort of.
Sort of. He just knows he wants to go somewhere warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on days like today. It's like
Yes.
30 degrees outside today.
And it's
Dear
spring.
God.
Spring in Maryland.
Well, spring in Maryland means 80 on Monday and 30 on Wednesday and rainy on Tuesday.
Right.
That's just what it is.
It's so true.
What did you guys do before you got into real estate? What'd you do after school?
So I was in tech for like 10 years, and then I switched to finance.
Yeah.
For 15 years. Kind of bounced around. Jen was in advertising and marketing in Chicago at one of the big agencies that does the McDonald's and Budweiser commercials.
Yeah.
And so we did that we lived in Chicago from 95 to
we moved, right, end of 2006.
moved to Rochester, New York, which
The
is
Florida girl was
not
like, where?
not a great place
That's
for a Florida girl.
no.
Chicago was cold too, but at least there's a lot to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. And Rochester is like you're on the run from something.
Yes.
We met a lot of great people up there,
Yes.
but there's not a lot going on.
Yeah, there was snow on the ground for 6 months of the year.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we wouldn't
It's
see our neighbors for a long time. Like,
So at least here in the spring, it's sunny when it's not raining.
Yeah.
There, it's like you don't know where the sky ends and earth ends.
it would snow in May sometimes.
It was
kidding
brutal.
me?
It was brutal.
So we moved down here in 2011.
Okay. And that was welcome.
Yes. So that was basically a deal that I shouldn't even say we made. I sort of insisted. So Sean worked for this great company, First Trust, based out of Chicago. And when we lived in Chicago, just to back up a little, when we were I was in advertising, and then I went into sales for Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Which I think we discussed.
I think we talked about it at one point.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It also gives me a little cred in the family
That is cool.
that did you know SpongeBob is what they used to ask? Well, yeah, of course I did. So Sean was traveling on the road when we were in Chicago to his territory 5 days a week, which is brutal. And we had Elizabeth, our oldest, in Chicago, and I had all these great friends in advertising who started having kids. So we would get together all the time, and socially it was fine for me. It was a bummer for him,
Right.
and I missed him on weekdays. But eventually one day he came home and said, if you love me, you'll move to Rochester, New York. And I was like, can you show me that on a map?
It was 10 minutes from Canada.
And there's Canada.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
that's damn
this lake
close.
that's always frozen. And there's Rochester. So New Year's Day, 2007? 2007, we moved from Chicago to Rochester. So had 2 more kids, because what else do you do in Rochester?
Well,
Right.
not a whole lot else to do. Let's procreate.
Yes. And then his company had an opening in this area
Okay.
after 4.5 years. And he said, there's an opening, but I don't know. And I said,
Yeah.
I know.
I do.
I know.
Pack your bags.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Okay. So that was 2011. How long were you in that job for?
I was with that company for 10 years and then stayed in that industry for another 5. And we just decided, I'm kind of tired of the rat race. Wouldn't it be great if we owned our own thing?
Yeah.
But we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. So the franchising model made a lot of sense to us. A proven system. There's other entrepreneurs out there running their own show, but we don't have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And so we started working with a franchise coach, and he was great because what they do is they give you these these personality tests and questionnaires, and they figure out what do you want to do? What are you good at? What's your experience? What don't you want to do? First thing we told them is we don't want to run a food business, like own a bunch of Subways or something.
Yeah.
It's not for us, or restaurants, because the hours are terrible. Doesn't work with our family.
We don't want a storefront
No.
of any kind.
So they run you through all these tests, and then he comes back with like 3 ideas.
And this is late fall, early winter, 2019, 2020. So something's on the verge of
We
changing.
didn't know yet.
We didn't know it yet.
The first idea he came to us with was like industrial building, office building cleaning. We're like, little did we know that would completely dry up. It would have been a terrible move.
Yeah.
But it also sounded boring to us. So we're like, that's out. And so we looked at these 2 other ideas. One was like, what was it? It was like
Shelf Genie.
Shelf Genie. Is kind of like California Closets, but for like your kitchen and garage, helps you organize your cabinets and stuff, which was,
Okay. It's interesting.
Cool.
we
Yeah,
looked at it.
I liked it. I liked that a lot.
But this one spoke to us. We had experience running an Airbnb at one of our family homes in Wisconsin that we've had in our family forever.
Yeah.
And the idea that we could work from home, run our own show. We had a little experience managing a property. That one just spoke to us. And the more we talk to the other franchisees, they have you call other people who've been doing it for a while. It just sounded perfect for us. It's chaotic and stressful.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like we are okay with that. We're fine in that environment.
People always ask us, what did they ask you on that test to figure out which business you should go into? That this is the one that spoke to them about your personality. what kind of chaos measure did you trigger in those questions? Yeah.
Well, you guys, did you decide up front you wanted to do it together?
No.
I did.
So Sean did. He always wanted to do a franchise, even before he went. So before IT and when he went into finance, he wanted to do a franchise. And some of the ideas you had back then, I was like, but
I don't remember what those were.
there was one that was about paper. I remember.
Paper, like Thunder
Thunder Mifflin. We got a lot of reams.
Right. Oh my God, that show's the best. And I was at the time working for a startup for the Severna Park Voice that was sort of dying down.
Yeah.
And so at first, if you recall, you just met with Mark. And then as you started to talk to him, then you approached me and I said, okay, this is dying down. So, okay.
I can't even imagine. So I had an even crazier idea, which was these 2 franchises we were looking at. We'll do them both.
Yeah, we did.
Like, you be the lead on one, I'll be the lead on the other. We'll help each other on the other.
Yeah.
Can't even imagine.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing this for 5 years now, full time, both of us.
Yeah.
And the idea of doubling that workload, it's like, that would have been stupid. I think they both would have failed.
Yeah.
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 It's too much.
Would have been a lot of damn work.
Yes.
You did not want.
No.
What was that first days of once you decided you're doing the iTrip? Tell me about those first days and that first deal that you had.
Well, so originally the normal process is these trainers come out from corporate.
Wait,
And
tell them first the funny story about when you look at the stock market. That's a good story.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So we had to like liquidate some retirement accounts or whatever to finance the franchise fee.
Right.
And being in finance for that long, I knew it would, because everything was cratering. The market was just getting killed.
This is March now.
It's
2020.
late March of 2020. Like the market's just imploding.
Yep.
Kind of like it is this week.
That's right.
And I knew with every fiber of my being that we're going to sell on the absolute lowest point. Sure enough, we did. Because we had to have the money available April 1st.
Yeah.
So you had to have enough days to clear it and all that. So it was March 23rd, 2020. If you look on a chart,
It's
the absolute bottom of the market is when we sold.
So the world should thank us.
Damn.
You're welcome. We sold that day and up it went.
I knew we shouldn't do it, but we had no choice.
Yeah.
Corporate was calling us. How about now? You guys ready to pay us now? How about now? April 1st, kids, in or out? Yeah. Yeah. So then, right, they normally have someone come out and train, but everything was Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like normally they tell us, which has absolutely been the case, your number one referral source is going to be realtors.
Right.
So what you should do is go around to the offices, do lunch and learns, walk in, just cold walk into an office, introduce yourself, bring donuts or bagels or whatever. And the problem was all the offices were closed.
Yeah.
So we started having our friends reach out to their friends who were agents to make introductions. And one of two of our kids were really involved in theater at the time. And there's this theater, I think I may have told you about it, that our friends own. It's called Stage and Screen. It's in Millersville. And we had met through our kids doing theater at their elementary and middle schools. Anyway, Peak RV has been in Severna Park for years, knows so many families, knows Travis Gray, grew up with the Gray family, knows Sandra Libby, so made those introductions to us. We had a Zoom call. From that, I think it was Sandra who said, you should reach out to Rachel Acevedo from Chesapeake Grill Producers. And we did. And from there, Rachel started to put us on Zooms with, for example, Sandra did sort of a call like this with us on Zoom for Facebook with Rachel asking the questions.
Yeah.
And that's how people were meeting, were networking at the time. And we would have these calls with 20 people on them asking questions. And, that's how people got to know us. So tribute to Sandra, who didn't know us, but believed in, what we were saying we could do to help realtors and to have another tool in their toolbox. And at the same time, this was, you guys didn't know how the market was going to react to any of this.
No.
Who knew that was going to go gangbusters?
I remember sitting there at the end of March thinking, holy shit, I might have to get a job. Oh my God.
Right.
And it was bad.
Right.
And then it was like a domino effect. At some point, maybe, I'm sure you could look on market report and find it, but at some point, maybe like mid-April or third week of April, one deal happened, and then another, and then another, and then all of a sudden it
Everyone's like,
became
it's okay.
snowballing, and everything started happening, and then it was the greatest run that we've had maybe ever.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
And it was nonstop for 18 months.
Yeah.
Plus.
And people always say, like, when they find out we started in April of 2020, like, oh, that's horrible. You started right when COVID hit. I'm like, well, actually, it wasn't a bad time to start a business because we had nothing to lose. I feel bad for the people that had built up their business and then once they got to scale, then they hit COVID.
Exactly.
So we
They
had
had
nothing to
all
lose.
these guests on the books, for 6 months that all canceled.
Right.
That's devastating.
We
We
had
didn't
no-
have any of that.
Yeah, we had no properties yet. So
Yeah.
So back to Travis. Travis introduced us to our first homeowner.
Okay.
And from a marketing perspective, we couldn't have hit it out of the park more. The house was beautiful. It was in Rugby Hall, had this gorgeous pool setting in the background.
Nice.
It commanded a lot per night. And Sean and I were doing everything.
and I'm not that handy. So like,
Right.
and
I
when,
mean, he was the
and when I say not that handy, I mean not at all.
Not at all. Pool man.
There's a picture that I put up in our house. If you pull that picture down, there's like 19 holes.
Yeah. I know that very well. I've been there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you learn fast what you don't know, and what you need to learn. But while that house didn't last long, and there's a lot of reason behind that.
The house is still there. We just don't
The
have
house-
it in our portfolio.
Right. The house sold. That family moved. Everyone saw, wow, this is the kind of property.
Yeah.
iTrip is managing. It's not just like a little one bedroom, which we do manage those too. But if we would have started with that, who knows how our story would have evolved. One of our first 5 properties was Travis's brother. So the fact that he introduced us to his brother why Travis trusted us right off the bat.
You might
I'll
know
never
that.
know.
It's the Eastport Firehouse
Oh, yeah.
Really
yeah.
cool.
That's a
historic
really cool
place.
on
setup.
2nd Street.
Yeah. It's a
Great.
cool
Yeah.
setup.
It is, and people love it. Yeah. So from there, we started to also, one of our first properties was this really cool historic home that we still have, owned by 4 Navy grads who decided just to go into the idea of having a place here that they could come for, reunions and football games, and in the meantime earn on it.
Yeah. In fact, they came out, they stayed there during one of their reunions, and then
Okay.
it went on sale and they bought it.
Freaking A.
And we were referred to it by Scott Shooter.
Scott Shooter's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we had to really fight for that one because they were talking to another, it may have been At Home.
Hmm.
I can't remember who they were talking to. Another more established property management company. So we really had to make a fight for it. And we did. This guy is an amazing salesman.
Oh, stop. Shucks.
Well, it's not just, he had part of his game is that he has no game, so you don't feel like you're being sold something. You just
Yeah.
feel like you're talking to a normal dude. And he also comes up with creative ideas like, okay, well, if you don't like that, how about we do it this way? It's not, what's going to get you into this car today. So he did that with them. Let us prove ourselves for the first year. If it doesn't work out, we'll move on. But in the meantime, let's set up some incentives. And COVID, similarly to how you were describing how the market went, was nuts. Everyone wanted out of their house.
Yeah.
People wanted to, even within, driving distance, just go to another place.
Yeah.
So once we started to get properties,
Yeah, that helped
they were
too.
booking.
That people could work from anywhere all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That helped out a lot because people would do these staycations or
Yep.
workcations, whatever they call it.
Yep.
And so if you had a good Wi-Fi network and a desk,
You were good.
it didn't matter where you were, right? So people
Yeah.
would just start going on trips.
Even with their kids, because their kids were doing the same thing. Yeah.
What a wild time it was. That's
Right?
crazy. So you get rolling, and how long until you felt like, all right, we got this. We can do this.
After about a year and a half, so like let's say September of 21, we're at 20 properties.
Yeah.
It's becoming too much for us. 'Cause I'm spending all my time like putting trash bags in my truck, looking for an empty dumpster somewhere and like
Yeah, we called him Santa, but instead of bringing the presents, he was bringing the trash in the car. And
Jen's spending all her time talking to cleaners.
Yep.
And she doesn't speak Spanish.
Nope. And a lot of them do.
yes,
And so we decided we needed help, and so we started putting these feelers out there, and we were going to hire one person to be like guest relations.
Yep.
And operations, which is, again, that's nuts.
That's
to have
insane.
one person doing both those jobs.
right.
We happened to interview these two ladies at the same time. We were going to have to pick one or the other. And we said, we need them both. We probably can't afford to hire two right now, but in 6 months, we're going to need them both anyway.
Yeah.
And maybe the second one won't be there anymore.
Yeah.
So we decided to
So as you
stretch
said,
a little, and
yeah, we can't afford not to hire them both.
we have to hire them both.
Yeah.
So we hired Kathy to run guest relations and Danielle to run operations, which included the cleaners.
Yeah.
And that freed up all our time. All the stuff, all the back and forth with guests that I was doing, which didn't serve our business that well, because sometimes I can be very blunt.
Yeah.
And a little harsh. And
he doesn't have a hospitality background, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then Danielle had a background in property management, so she knew things that I didn't even know, having been doing this for a year and a half. You never know what you don't know.
Right.
And Kathy came from working the front desk of hotels and planning weddings,
wedding event planner, like
at the
dealing
hotels,
with bridezillas.
catering, and oh yeah.
So
So she's used to getting yelled at.
These are the ideal candidates.
Yeah,
Totally.
she's used to like having to diffuse tense situations and dealing
Yes.
with irate guests and stuff like that. So it was great because I got all my time back. My best use of time is selling and trying to add properties,
Right.
not loading trash in my truck,
Right.
and not talking to guests,
Right.
which she has forbidden me to do now. Don't ever talk to guests.
That's,
I'm not allowed to.
our whole team has.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jen didn't have to deal with the cleaners anymore, which was a massive, time suck. So we got our time back, and that helped out a lot. We went from 20 to 40 properties in like 6 months.
Damn.
So by the end of 20, and that was, so coming out of COVID is when, by the time we had, 20, 30 properties, everything was booming.
Yeah.
It was like that V-shaped recovery, right?
Yeah.
Everything, the 21 and 22 were just great years
Mm-hmm.
for bookings and adding properties, and a lot of movement of people, looking for a new manager. So that was great. By the end of 22, we had 60 properties.
I can look.
No, it was
Yeah.
just, yeah.
55 or something. Yeah.
We were adding like 30 a year. Flattened out a little bit. So now we think there's a sort of an oversupply problem.
Sure.
Everybody and their brother started thinking, oh, this is easy. We'll just buy a property and rent it out on Airbnb, and this will be great. Some people weren't, the owners weren't emotionally strong enough to handle strangers in their house,
Right.
dinging their walls with their suitcases and breaking a wine glass. And some people weren't cut out for it.
Yeah.
And they didn't know it till they got into it.
Yeah.
Other people saw the real estate market going crazy, and they said, we're cashing out.
Yeah.
They had the property for 2 years, made like $200,000 on the home.
It did nothing to it,
Yeah.
but now that's
Right.
like, all right, well,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So some of the oversupply problem kind of self-corrected.
Yeah.
But there's still way too many homes doing this.
Yeah, there's too many doing it. And I think what's the rule? Is it you can have you can rent your house out in the short term for up to 14 days
Without license.
a
Yes.
license and having it
And that's
tax-free?
actually a national rule.
Is
That's
it?
not
Okay.
just Annapolis.
Right.
So
Okay.
anyone in the whole country can do that,
Yeah.
regardless of what your local restrictions are.
People
Interesting.
thought that was an Annapolis carve-out for Navy's graduation
Yeah.
commissioning week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a national thing.
Yeah.
Anyone
Ah.
can rent their home for 14 days.
Okay.
But as we've talked, the guest has become much pickier,
Oh, yeah.
especially during that COVID time. So for a lot of reasons, coming out of COVID, they were at their house a lot. They were used to the way things were in their home. So when they went somewhere else, they were pickier than ever before. And to Sean's point, everyone thought if they just had a front door and a, refrigerator, they could rent their house. And for a while, that worked.
Yeah.
But then these guests started getting pickier, and they expected what they used to get in hotels or what they can get at home. So everyone had to up their game, which also weeded people out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when they didn't get what they wanted, they weren't nice about it.
No.
So how much do you want to deal with that when you've sold your house for the week of, whatever, and you're on a beach trying to enjoy that money you just made, and you're getting calls constantly. So that's when we also started getting businesses like our properties.
Yeah, people don't want to
I'm
deal
out.
with-
I don't want to deal with these people anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with the guest.
I'll take the hit
Yep.
from whatever. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like stupid stuff. We had a guest once who couldn't get into the door. They said the door code didn't work. I'm like, well, I'm looking at the log and they're putting it in correctly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, FaceTime me. I want to see what you're doing. Put the code in right. And they're pulling the door, trying to pull the door open. I go, try pushing. Door opened right up.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Owners thought they could do it. Oh, this is going to be easy, but they don't want
Yeah.
to deal with that call at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday.
No.
Or midnight when someone's hammered and they can't find the wine opener. I mean, we got a million of them. Yeah.
Jesus. What? Let's talk more about iTrip and your guys' business, and then I want to hear more of these stories. What separates you guys from other short-term rental managers?
So iTrip nationally, I think what the secret sauce is basically that it's a national digital platform.
Yeah.
So it's nationally strong, but then every one of the 100 franchise owners lives in their territory.
Okay.
So it's a local presence, boutique level of service locally, but with a national brand behind you.
Yeah.
A national engine for getting bookings and marketing the homes. And then how do we separate ourselves locally? I think most of it is the big local team.
Yeah.
And our I think our connection to the Navy community, because that's the vast majority of the guests. And actually the biggest chunk of our owners are either Navy alums or their kids go there.
Or they've got some connection.
That
So
makes
connection.
sense.
So
Yeah.
really important to be really
A
integrated.
lot of those national brands don't put in the marketing efforts towards specific markets. And
Right.
what I mean by that is not just, advertising locally. There was the biggest player when we came into this market was At Home Annapolis. Great short-term rental business with Navy ties, and they were bought out by Vacasa.
Okay.
And Vacasa is a national company that once they take over, they don't do anything to support the community from a lot of standpoints, from just, you would think, even their own benefit of advertising and trying to market to those coming to the area. We sponsor Induction Day. So we're at a booth at Navy when these parents have just dropped off their kids.
Yeah.
And mom's crying and dad's trying to figure out, what am I going to do for the next 4 years? And we have a booth that says, where are you staying the next 4 years?
Yeah.
So we immediately meet
Smart.
these parents and allow them to reach out to us personally anytime that they're coming to stay. So right there, that personal touch.
Even the mids rent, there's a site called midsrent.com. It's not even a listing site. It's just like a message board.
Yeah.
It's $60 to put a listing on there. Vacasa won't do it. They advertise their homes there.
Right.
Basically where these families
It's 119, but yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's nominal.
Same.
Yeah. But it's where the Navy families that are trying to book graduation week.
Yeah.
They first go there to look and see what homes are available. So it's just like,
And they won't even go there. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great because they also will go there.
I hope they're not watching this. We're telling them exactly what they're doing.
Right. Good point. They know.
They know.
They know. Yeah.
Actually, At Home had, I think, 55 properties when Vacasa bought them. They're down to like 30.
Oh man, it's a bummer. Well, I feel like this is a business where you have to be localized, so you make sure that the experience is catered to the because it's a tourist type town, and people are coming for the full experience, seeing Annapolis, seeing all the sites and whatever else. But if you're not local, I don't understand how you could manage a
I don't
rental
either.
portfolio. I just don't. I
don't
think it's
either.
impossible.
I agree. Yeah. And that is something I think Vacasa has seen and suffered from is calling, if you've got an issue with your toilet, you're calling someone in, I always say Arizona, I don't know. And then they're going to give you a phone number to call back. So you have to, it's just, or the owners have to deal with it. And that's one of the big things that we allow the owners is not to have to deal with the hassle.
Yeah.
We take care of it. If the toilet does break, we've got someone to send over. We've got plumbers to call, all that fancy stuff.
There's another local competitor. I won't even mention their name, but I barely consider them a competitor because they don't even work on weekends. I'm like, hang on. 90% of the
That's
bookings
when
are
they're
on weekends.
Oh my God.
So if a guest has a problem with a toilet or something, AC's out, the message says like, call us on Monday.
Oh my Lanta.
Right.
And so I don't get that. And not surprisingly, they haven't really grown.
Well, you're not going to grow in a service business when you're not working 2 days of the week. You're not Chick-fil-A.
Right. Oh my goodness. Right.
Well, break down your property onboarding and pricing strategy. This is probably your wheelhouse.
But yeah, so once Sean makes the introduction, we take the home on. Once it's ready, we shoot the photography, and then I write the listing. And one thing I've learned is how much I love
Put that anywhere.
AI.
Yeah. Oh
writing
my
these
God,
listings,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought to say it like that. Because after, writing 100 of these, some of the stuff I say starts to sound the
Sounds
same.
And
Yes. So I'll put things in sometimes from the listing of selling the home and get some ideas. And then we launch the listing on multiple sites, B&B, Verbo, of course, our own site, iTrip, Marriott Homes and Villas.
Yep.
We're starting to dabble back into booking.com here and there, but that we've had issues.
Is it difficult to deal with?
Yeah.
It's the guests that come from
Tend to be
booking.com.
fraudulent bookings and weird
Right.
stuff.
Really?
Credit
Yeah.
cards declined and stuff.
Right.
Oh, that's weird.
90% of the bookings come from Airbnb, Verbo, or iTrip.
But what's great is I've got all these other properties that I can decide, oh, this one's kind of like that one. And that one performs well at these rates.
Yeah.
So we're going to start there. And there's all kinds of great algorithms that once a property's new, guests are seeing it. So it books off the bat. And this is sort of the thing where I think the individual managing their own home sort of gets sucked in. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can do this.
Yep.
Look, my house is booking like crazy at the rates that Verbo told me I should use.
Yep.
And so I could do this myself. And then they start getting guests and then complaints and then, things kind of take on a life of their own. But
Yeah, it seems sexy until problems arise, and then it's like,
But most self-managers, when it comes to pricing, they have like either
Yes.
price it the same exact number all year,
all year.
Yeah.
or they have like maybe two prices. They have a winter price and a summer price.
Yeah.
They never change it. So we've got our dynamic pricer.
that requires work.
No, this
So,
It does.
is, and
It
so a
does.
lot of research goes into it. We've got a number of different software packages. When I say we, I mean her, doing all the research on where the rates should be.
Yeah.
And we're constantly, again, Jen, constantly tweaking it on a weekly and daily basis. And not just the prices, but also the minimum nights.
and do your clients give you guys the freedom to do that?
Some more than others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of them. So we do have, a cap. Like I don't want to go below this. And I'll recommend what that should be and what
Yeah.
time of year and what day of the week. But for the most part, yes, you guys know what you're doing. We'll leave it to you. But it's also this year, you may not book at what you did in 2021, 22.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of education that
Yep.
goes into making sure they realize how things are fluctuating. It's harder to get bookings last year than it was 2 years ago.
One reason we don't want to go too low on pricing is we'll get the wrong guests.
Yeah.
We start lowering to like $100 a night or something. You could have a big rager or people just,
Not treating it well. Although rock stars have a lot of money and they've been known to trash hotel rooms. So
Well, this is true. There's plenty of people that think they're rock stars out there.
that's true.
So,
That is also true.
less money though than the rock
Yes,
stars.
that's another movie. What's that one about? Where they trash all the hotel rooms. That's based on
the dirt.
The Dirt.
the dirt.
Have you seen that?
It's
It's been
insane.
a while.
Not PG.
Not PG.
Yeah.
Oh my God. First like 90 seconds of the movie, you're like, what?
Yeah.
What am I watching?
Oh yeah. Don't let your kids see that.
No.
Our kids saw it before we did.
Oh yeah.
Scares
Not a good
really-
parenting moment. Not a good parenting moment.
That reminds me of my dad let me watch Blade when I was like 7.
Which one's Blade?
Oh, it's Wesley Snipes as a vampire daywalker. He's just out there killing a million people. It's fine.
No gore. No.
Clearly
violence,
shaped me into
Good-
the human.
Good family fun.
It was just, it's good, clean fun. You know,
Yeah,
no
right.
big deal.
That's all right. I was raised on The Godfather. Salvatore Lanza,
Yeah.
my dad,
Oh,
Italian.
yeah.
I saw Sonny get shot up when I was 5 years old at that toll booth.
Honestly, Sonny kind of deserved it.
He
so,
kind of did. He had a
yeah.
temper.
It's a problem. You can't trust those guys. How do you guys work with real estate investors who want to enter the space?
It's one of our favorite kind of homeowners
Yeah.
because they know what they're getting into and
Yeah.
they're not emotional about the purchase and the house itself. They just want to earn the income. And what we do is we provide the agent who's working with them a pro forma or a perspective on what the home could earn over a year's time. And we show a calendar of when it can earn what we're suggesting it can earn. And we use that based on, we come up with those numbers with a lot of research from our own properties as well as some other outside tools that we use. And if you just use those outside tools, some of them are super helpful, but they're not necessarily accurate.
What are outside tools like Air DNA
Yeah,
and stuff like
DNA.
that?
DNA.
Yeah.
So
Their DNA is like outrageously high the way they estimate.
Yeah.
They project rental income.
and we'll get that call like, oh, I saw that I could earn $200,000 on this house.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh.
Well, because when we
Yeah.
manage the most properties
Right.
in this market, we manage 77 properties. The next closest has like 30.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times they'll use our properties as comps, Air DNA, and the numbers are way off to the high side.
Yeah.
So we know, like it'll show our property did 110. We know it did 85 last
And
year.
I'll be on the computer like, come here, look at this. This is funny.
They're looking at, because like we're fairly seasonal, I would say, in our
Yep.
bookings. So they're looking at it. Assuming here is like, we'll get you if you get the best rate on the best season of the market, and then just multiply that by
Yeah,
right.
365.
That's right.
Or it's a home that's occupied by the homeowner 6 months of the year, and they're
Yeah.
including those occupied months as
Yeah.
what it's
They
earning.
also tack on like all the cleaning and taxes and everything's thrown in there. It's like we just want to project the rate times the number of nights. That's it.
Yeah.
Or gross rent.
What's great is we can show, okay, you're looking at 2 properties that are listed for $1 million, but this one has all these amenities. A has amenities that B doesn't, and B might be a great home to live in, but A is a better property for all the amenities, like say a pool, parking, main floor bedroom,
Hot tub.
updated kitchens and
Hot tub
baths.
helps in the winter.
Oh yeah,
It
it
does.
does.
It does. Yes.
What kind of advice would you have for somebody that is thinking about putting their house or property up for short-term rentals?
So for the first way you got to think about it is it's a business. Once you do that, it's no longer your home.
Yeah.
And if you're able to get past that, that's step number 1.
Is that probably the biggest hurdle?
But
It
I mean,
is.
don't get us wrong. And the homeowners can stay there anytime they want up to a point. But like, we're saying that if you really want to do this as an investment, you got to let us do our thing, and you kind of got to let go.
Yeah.
Your emotions, everything just,
It's probably hard for some people, harder than they would think.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. Beforehand and then after, I will say, even if this is an investment and it wasn't ever the home you lived in, every time you come to visit, before you walk in that door, remember me telling you, don't get emotional.
Yeah.
Because when people are on vacation, they're not treating your home like you are. They're on vacation.
Yeah.
They're drinking. They're making bad decisions. And while they're not going to necessarily do anything to damage the home, for the most part, and if they are, we're gonna help with that.
Right.
But they're just not thinking about the best way to sit on the couch, for example, that you might. So
Some
don't
owners-
get the most expensive couch out there.
Yeah.
Get one that in maybe 2 years you're gonna have to replace.
Yeah, and we tell homeowners to anything valuable or sentimental or irreplaceable, put it away.
lock
you know.
it up.
That first
Yes.
first house we had,
I knew you were
um,
gonna tell this story.
the husband was a sailor.
Yeah.
Like competitively, was on the America's Cup team or something. He had this it reminded me of Risky Business. Remember the egg they cracked?
It's even in the same position in the house.
He's
my
on
God.
this
A mantle.
mantle, and it's like a crystal trophy of some sort. I forget what it was, like the shape of it, but it's like this oval, big crystal thing. And I'm like, don't leave that out.
Yeah, dude. That's
And it was
gonna-
Waterford crystal.
You can't just go
Yeah.
order that on Amazon.
And your Louis Vuitton trunk, or actually the 3 of them you have out, also
Yeah.
put those away.
Let's put those out.
Yes, right. Yes.
But
Yeah.
adding on to what she was saying, so sometimes the owners will show up before the cleaners do, and they'll go in and they'll be like, "Oh my God, it's a mess in here." I'm like, yeah, you're not supposed to be in here yet.
Yep.
Right.
Let us put it back together for you.
Imagine what a hotel room looks like.
Ah,
Yes,
I
checks
mean,
out. Yeah.
Seriously.
You
Looks
don't enter
gross.
it. Right. Oh, yeah.
But getting back to your earlier question, this is why we love the investors that never step foot in these places ever.
Yeah.
Because
Because they're just not emotionally attached to
they're
it.
not emotional, and we have 365 days of availability
Yeah.
at home. So that's where we do our best.
And to that point, that also helps going back to the rate management. There's algorithms where properties on Airbnb and Vrbo are constantly changing who sees what. So if you own a home, Shane, you're going to go on and be like, I can't find my house when I search on it. Well, based on how you've searched for other homes in the past, Vrbo is following you and showing you the homes you're most likely to book. That also depends on the calendar availability. So if I'm a homeowner and I don't really want to open my calendar that much, I just want to kind of see how it does. It's, a self-fulfilling
You
prophecy.
get
It's not
put
going
down
to do
in the
well
search engine results.
because it's not open that much.
Yeah.
So these are things that take time to understand and appreciate for how the whole thing is a business.
Yeah.
And there are multiple rules that you have to follow.
We even tell owners that don't want to rent it out that much. We have a couple of those, and we'll tell them just leave your calendar open anyway and just jack the rates way up. Probably won't book there. And if you get a booking at those rates, great. But if you don't, at least it's open and it pushes your house up in the search results.
Yeah. That's smart. How often do you have to like educate owners?
Every day.
Every single day.
It just depends on the level of education required. So Sean does a great homeowner newsletter every month where we're educating on market trends and how to improve your home and what's changed. And, some take it to heart. And your family, as an example, one of our great homes that we manage here in Annapolis, they took to heart some of the things that we were hearing from guests, and they made an investment in updating some of those things.
Yeah.
They are the ideal homeowner because
great homeowners.
They listen.
They listen to us, and they also never stay there.
And immediately they saw the results to that. So it's just a matter of how open they are and acknowledging that things aren't the way they were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Is even if they didn't own a property then.
Yeah.
They heard their friend had a home and it rented for this.
That's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. And even Eastport to historic Annapolis, it
varies wildly.
It varies from real estate to pricing and things and how they book. And we have homeowners in each who talk to each other or talk to somebody else who has a home, and they're basing some of their data on that. And,
And by the way, thank you again for that referral, because that place is killer. The big blue house, everyone knows it.
Everybody knows that.
It's 20 feet away from the front gate of the Naval Academy. It's got parking and sleeps 12.
And it has a main floor bedroom. It's got so many things. So.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's great for that.
It's like our signature property, really.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to a great point. Give me a signature property that really represents the brand.
I mean, that one for sure, because we're all about the naval community, and you can't get closer. And also parking downtown is
it's a bitch.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
And so that place, I mean, you have everything there.
The only thing it doesn't have, which we will never give up trying to sell him on, is getting a grill. We're scared of the grill. Scared of the grill taking the whole house out.
Oh yeah.
It's other than that, like I said, it's got first floor, it's got outdoor in the front and upstairs. A foreman.
I don't know. The prices might be up since George left us. Right. I don't know.
And if you're not downtown, ideally you're on, especially in this area, you're on the water. Those homes that have water access, water views are nice, but water access is huge. Your own private pier. If you have a pool, as Sean said, if you have a hot tub.
Yeah, we have some spectacular waterfront places in the burbs.
Yeah.
One in Edgewater, which is like a 6-bedroom right on the water. Has a hot tub too.
Has a hot tub. Has cool hangout spaces. People need to, when they look at these listings, visualize themselves there.
Yeah. It has to be beautiful, has to be unique, has to be eye-catching. And
even if you're not going to use that fire pit, when you saw it in that listing, you want to go use that fire pit.
You thought about it.
Yes.
That's what it was like.
That's why you booked it. Yeah. But then the weekend got away from you and you never bought those s'mores.
Yeah.
So, it still is something that brought you there. The other thing is everyone travels. I shouldn't say everyone. More people travel with their pets.
Yes.
Now than they ever did.
Right.
Yes.
We don't allow peacocks.
We have one cat-friendly place. Only one.
Only one.
Just one.
Just one. For good reason.
Cats are a problem. In rentals.
I bet they are. Did somebody try to get a peacock?
In another market.
Oh my God.
We did find a full chicken in the garbage can once of a place.
But I think that was
had like talons still on it.
I think there was some sort of cockfight.
Are you kidding me?
Listen, we don't want to scare our prospects that are thinking of doing this, but once in a while, crazy stuff like that happens.
All right, give me your best guest stories.
Best guess.
Could have been that one. So,
Romanian gypsies.
Romanian gypsies booked with debit cards.
2 different properties, and they were like bringing everything back.
And this, our director of guest relations was off that week for Christmas. She'll never be off for Christmas again. And Sean and I kept thinking, we know this doesn't feel right, but we can't figure out what could go wrong. So they had a house that they rented from us in the burbs and one downtown. And when they checked out, both places were loaded with more trash than I've ever seen.
They said when they booked that they don't drink
Or smoke.
because of their religion, but the contents of the garbage cans would say otherwise.
Well put. We found things from this house in that house and backwards. And we tried to get more money out of them, and I was able to charge their debit card a couple more times, at least one of
Holy
them.
cow.
But they did, I will say I expected when I got there the worst. I
Yeah.
expected all the appliances and TVs gone. So everything that happened was able to get put back together.
By the way, we have noise monitoring technology in every home, so we can tell how many Wi-Fi devices are in range of this box. So we can see if a place sleeps, let's say 10, and all of a sudden that number spikes to 50 or 60. There's either a party brewing or it's already underway. And this group was definitely at one place or the other. We could see,
man.
And also one of the homes had a Nest camera, so we could see like 10 cars out there and 15 cars, whatever.
I swear people don't think about any of this. Like,
right.
You would think this day and age people would be on the lookout for cameras, and it's just no.
They're not. They don't care.
They just don't care.
They don't care.
And then you catch them, and they're like, "It was not me. I don't know what you're talking about."
Right.
That doesn't sound like us at all.
Really, isn't this picture of you?
We've been telling our owners for a while to get Nest. You can't have cameras inside, of course, for obvious reasons, but facing the parking lot or the driveway, you can do that, and you can face it out towards the back.
Yeah.
You want to be cognizant, like obviously if you have a hot tub, you don't want, it's kind of creepy to have a camera on.
Yeah, exactly.
But like facing the driveway, that saved us a few times where the owner had footage of someone backing into their retaining wall and like chipping it all up. And of course, they did, when you asked the guests, they didn't do it.
No.
We got the footage. Like, is that your car? Is that your license plate? So then it's pretty.
Was that drunk conversation I heard you having right before that? Was that you?
That doesn't sound like
2 a.m. Right.
I know.
Yep. That'll be another $500.
Deny till you die.
It also catches people coming in with pets and the non-pet friendly or
that just happened.
Paid.
Yeah.
The owner's like, did this guest pay for pets? No. Why? There's 2 dogs going in and out of there all day. Okay.
That probably happens all the time.
Oh, all the time.
So frustrating. Any other wild guest stories?
Man, I've had so many.
It's like if we remembered them all, our heads would explode.
Most of the time, so like the media will scare you with these Airbnb horror stories.
Yeah.
And there are some bad ones, like,
oh, you mean like the people that won't leave the Airbnb?
That, like squatters.
Yeah.
We had that this weekend with a Maryland state senator still in the home couldn't get a hold of her, called her like 15 times. She's not answering her. All her stuff's in there. Cleaners are at the door. Like, well, what should we do? The owners want to take possession. They want to go in there and stay, like, well, we can't get a hold of this lady. We don't know. I think she's out today. Not sure.
We'll find out.
She must have
And she called our director of guest relations hammered last night.
She must have
screaming
been
her head
tired from raising all our taxes through the.
Yes. Well, that's a tough job.
Someone's,
They were burning the midnight oil.
Right.
Raising our taxes.
Burning something. Let's see. What else do we got? Ooh. Do you have any, do you have anything that's been like uber challenging to rent out? Like a
home that's hard to rent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Something that maybe you didn't expect to be tough to rent.
Yeah. Well, like if you're just in the burbs and you're not waterfront, there's no pool, the place is going to struggle. It's going to sit.
Yeah.
We have a place that has a pool. It's waterfront. And we've had the owner make some changes, and he was resistant.
Yeah.
Because he owns a home in another market where things are just not as high end as they are here, and it works.
Yeah.
And so we've pushed him to make some updates, and he did, but he didn't make enough. And even though it's waterfront and has a pool, I think people see some of those pictures as good of a job as we did, and they're still like, that's kind of weird.
The other waterfront.
Some of the painting you did in there, I'm not loving.
The other waterfront with a pool that we gladly gave to our competitor.
Yes.
It's just a maintenance nightmare.
Yes. And the homeowner wanted to do all the maintenance himself.
Yeah, he did a lot of his own repairs, so like the pipes don't quite fit together, like leak. There's weird stuff happening all the time. We're like, we can't keep sending people here all the time. It's
No.
like we're losing money on this property.
Stuff like that, you just got to let go because it's like,
Yes.
it's not worth
Right.
like
Yes.
we have our name attached to this. and
Yes.
Yeah.
We are willing to work with anybody as long as they're, willing and able to listen to us. But something like that just becomes more work than it's worth.
Well, and too many here's another fun part of that story. Too many family members with checkered pasts had access to the home,
Right.
and things continued to go missing.
Interesting.
And
Things that could easily be sold for money to buy other things. And the finger continued to be pointed at our staff, which has never been an issue.
Right.
So we put those puzzle pieces together, and we're like, the combination of all these things were
it was
waterfront with a pool for us to, even with a putting green for us to walk away from was.
that was addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Like handing them right to our competitor. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Now, this one should be fun. Give me a dream guest, dead or alive, to book one of your houses.
Oh, I love it.
Bill Murray, who actually went to my high school in Chicago.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think it's a fun game I like to play. When like name the most famous person that went to your high school, I can always win that. Bill Murray.
That's pretty damn good. I don't know who the hell would be from our high school. Jesus.
I know I'm speaking for my girls when I say Taylor Swift. I mean, and some of the boys too. You got Kelsey coming for sure. Yeah. Right? Wouldn't that be a good one?
Do you think they would come?
Why not?
We had Dennis Rodman's former agent stay at our place once.
Really?
I forgot about that one.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
He had something to do with some treasure buried somewhere. He donated to Navy or something.
Oh, that
What
guy.
was that? Yeah.
Yes. And he came for commissioning week and stayed at one of our best houses and didn't even have a graduate. I forgot about that. Yes.
Oh, man.
I forgot about the Dennis Rodman connection to that guy. Yeah.
That's
I
why.
forget his name. But
He's got to be eccentric too.
yeah.
What's your favorite Chesapeake Bay view?
Chesapeake Bay view.
Going over the Navy Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That always makes me stop,
It's
even if I
freaking
shouldn't.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While
Yeah.
driving.
We go out on the boats for what do you call it?
Blue Angels.
Blue Angels.
Yeah.
And all the views are great.
Yeah. It's
Go out there,
pretty
tie up with some boats, and it's awesome.
Yeah, you really have to enjoy this town from the water, right?
it's the sailing capital of the world. You gotta.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were going to move down here, we looked at a bunch of areas in Maryland, and one of them was like north of Baltimore, like Towson.
Yeah.
One was Columbia.
Yep.
We're going around. We're like, what is the point of living in Maryland if you're not near the water?
Yeah.
That's how we ended up down here. Like, we just figured out like that's stupid to be landlocked in Maryland with all this water around us. So,
Yeah.
And a lot of people are realizing that. We've got almost 7 million visitors to Annapolis every year. Unique visitors, up from 4 million just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So even though, travel's changed with COVID, there's still a lot of people coming here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. What's probably the most underrated part of the short-term rental game?
Underrated. Well, for us, and this is also just part of being an entrepreneur, I think it's just that we have our own business. And if you do this job right and you hire the right people, and we couldn't do this without the amazing team we have, we can do this from anywhere. We're able to take our kids on vacation and still, have our team take care of our homes, and we're still in contact.
Yeah.
But we're able to have the freedom of not being in an office where someone's making sure we're making enough calls, or
right.
being there from 8:30 to 5:30, or whatever we've done in our past.
Yeah.
So we were just in Knoxville this past weekend visiting our daughter, and there's craziness happening all over. HVAC's going out and all this stuff. We got a great head of maintenance, Greg, who's like, I call him our MVP. He'll go over and check a place if someone has a problem, but then preventatively he's going around in between bookings to make sure everything's in tip top shape. And then we've got Jason, who heads up all the inspectors. So we've got a group of inspectors that goes in right after the checkout, see what's damaged, missing, furniture moved, anything. And then they set up for the next guest. So between those two guys and the inspectors and cleaners and Danielle and Kathy and Melissa taking care of the guests, like, we can go somewhere. We're still looking at our phone constantly and kind of monitoring, but we don't have to be that involved because we have complete faith in them to take care of everything.
That's cool.
So,
And we have met some amazing people. Some of our, most of our homeowners I would say, are just really nice, interesting. It's just like anything. It's like the 95% rule.
Yeah.
You're always going to have that small percentage that, gives you a hard time, from the homeowners to the guests. But for the most part, they're really nice, appreciative of what we do, and all have their own interesting stories to tell.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's one app or tech tool that you can't live without? Don't tell me phone, don't tell me computer. One app or tech tool that you can't live without. What do you need for your business?
We have something called Avashadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I don't think just unique to our industry, but it's a really cool tool that taps into our software, iTrip software, where we can communicate with all the guests coming in before they arrive multiple times with texts
Okay.
that have links. And Sean and I can see what Kathy and Melissa, our guest relations team, is saying to them and what they're saying back,
Oh, that's cool.
all on one app.
Yeah.
Damn.
We get automated text to send them like the door code,
Yeah.
electronic guest guidebook, all that sort of
A
stuff.
reminder to do their review after.
Yes.
And so if an owner says, were there any issues at the home last weekend? I can go into that
Industry.
and see if there's any communication.
Yep.
Or just, nope, everything was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you learned since starting it? Since starting iTrip?
Don't work with assholes.
Life is too short.
Yes. Yeah.
In the beginning, we would take on everything.
Yeah.
Because we needed properties.
Right.
Now we're in a position where it's got to make sense for our business and us personally, and for the owner. Sometimes we have to tell the owners, like, this isn't going to do great, or the realtors. Sometimes we'll get realtors calling us, hey, can you do a pro forma on this property? And we have to say, like, that's not a great one.
Yeah.
Or we wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
And so it's getting. I think we're in a good spot because we can be choosier now.
Yeah.
And we know what's going to work and what's not.
And we realized that this one particular homeowner, we realized, wow, we made it through that. We did not take that homeowner. They weren't assholes necessarily, but they just wanted too much that we couldn't promise. And we knew if we took them, they would become assholes when we couldn't do what they really wanted.
Right.
The sort of babysitting. And when we didn't take that, we were like,
We had
it's
enough
freedom.
We had enough experience so we could sort of see the future. Like, how is it going to be working with them? Not great.
Not great. I don't want to. I can already see myself being up late at night on the phone with them. Let's not do this.
And it's a
doing the math.
long-term relationship. It's not 6 weeks or 6 months to help find someone, buy a house, and then you're done.
We're doing the math on this for 10 grand or 15, 20 grand or whatever that we might make off of them in a year. Is it going to be worth it? And we're pulling our time and attention and resources away from other homes. No,
I don't think so.
And I'm always ready to break up with people or not take a homeowner before Sean is.
Yep.
Sean is the
getting
idealist.
better.
He's the idealist where I'm like, and by the time
that's the sales in you, because the sales in you is competitive, and it's like, I can figure out a way to make it work.
Yes.
But now I can know, like, I'm not even going to bring this one to Jen because and this one I know that's not happening.
Well, let me ask you this. If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd be a rock star.
Do you play?
He plays.
Not well.
And our son Stevie plays bass. No, but I just love the microphone.
Do you play?
No,
You
hell
play?
no.
I play a little bit of guitar.
Oh, yeah?
Mostly acoustic, like, sitting around a campfire kind of stuff, not like ripping Hendrix solos and stuff.
Yeah. I got you.
My son plays bass. I'm teaching him how to play acoustic. He's lefty, so I had to find a lefty guitar for him. It's easy to teach him because it's like a mirror.
Yeah.
Right when I'm sitting across from him.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And they don't even argue that much when they're Stevie's a 6'4" version of Sean. So he's raising himself. Do you have one of those? You raising anyone that's yourself?
Yeah, my 2-year-old is me, just a miniature version, and it's a problem. Also, my 7-year-old daughter is incredibly frustrating. I love her to death, but it's me.
She's the oldest.
In a girl body.
Yeah.
That's what Jen always says to me. You're raising yourself. This is karma.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Your dad is laughing his ass off right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
It requires a lot of patience
that I don't really have, which,
also
I have a very short fuse. And I tell you what, these kids really take me down to the nub.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're not alone.
No.
That's why God invented alcohol.
Well, it is why. There's outlets for that. Any other thoughts you guys want to share before we wrap?
Not that I can think of. No.
No,
Great questions, though.
You guys
Thank
were
you.
awesome, man.
Enjoyed
This
it.
is great. And that's a wrap on our episode with Sean and Jen Degnan. I really appreciate those guys coming in. We learned a ton about the short-term rental business with them, and very grateful for their time. If you like the podcast, go ahead and hit the bell. Hit that damn bell button. All right. Follow, subscribe, leave a review if you can. Hopefully it's positive. Those things really help us out a lot. And we're trying to grow this thing into something really fun. So appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Our numbers are growing every day, which is awesome to see. Coming up this week, we got another interview with Dave DeSantis, COO of TTR Sotheby's International Realty. So we're going to dive into the luxury space in real estate and talk about that. Talk about Dave's background and everything that comes with it. And on Friday night, the boys and I, the night shift, are breaking down The Departed. That's Departed in Bostonian. So stay tuned for that one because we'll drop that one this weekend. And appreciate you guys very much. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.